So what you just heard is a new amp by Audio Assault, which is called the BlackSun amp, and it's available for free until the 1st of December 21. Make sure to get your own copy because this one is fantastic. If you would like to learn how I mix this and what kind of tricks I'm using here, stay tuned. First of all, this is a stem pack that is provided by a guy called Israel Dupuis. I think he's French-Canadian, so Dupuis sounds about right. I hope I'm not butchering your name. You can download the stems in the description here. So they're fantastic. I highly suggest you have such stems to work with because it will ultimately make your mix sound that much better. So let's check out the signal chain. The BlackSun is actually based on a Blackstar Artisan, I think. It's a 2-channel, hand-wired, British-style amp with a high gain and a low gain channel. The most important knob in my experience on Blackstar amps is the ISF knob. Fully turned on, you kind of lose a lot of mids and it gets scooped, so I turn it down all the way to 3. The gain is at 4, bass at 5, mids at 3, treble at 6.5, depth at 5, presence at 6.5. It does have its own stomp box section. I'm not using the built-in tube screamer and booster. I have my own preferences regarding that. I'm only using the built-in noise gate, which appears to be an ISP decimator too. It does have a cabinet simulation with Blackstar 4x12 simulation by CCow. It's a great loader. It does have all the functionality here. I just disabled it because I like my own impulse response loader and I blend my own impulse responses. It does have stereo functionality, which is a must for my amp sims that I'm using. I'm looking at you, ML Labs. Why are you still not using stereo functionality in 2021? It even has a double track sim, which means that you can run a mono signal into this and kind of have it sound double tracked. But I highly suggest you have double track guitars because it will always sound better. Then it does have an FX section with EQ, chorus, delay, and reverb, none of which I'm using today. So because these stems are very dynamic in range, I'm using a BusterSE by AnalogObession, which just takes care of the incoming signal to the amp. It's only about 4 dB compression here, so at the peaks it does get rid of them. Then I'm using the Nembrini Audio NA808 with the tone fully cranked and a little bit of drive. And as for an IR, I'm using the DevilsLab Warlord and Fatboy blended together. I will show you how they sound separately. So the Warlord sounds like this. And the Fatboy sounds like this. So not really the type of sound you would like to hear separately, but you love them once you blend them. Yeah, it works fantastic together. Next up is the TR Nova, which is a parallel dynamic EQ, which just takes care of my high and low end. Then a tape bus, it's a saturation kind of thing. It's only a little bit of saturation and it emulates analog circuitry. So yeah, it works really well here. Then I'm using a stereo widener by PluginAlliance, the BX Solo with 150% widening. Next up is the EQ. I'm cutting everything below 100 Hz and everything above 8000 Hz. And I'm cutting frequency in 2000 Hz range because it was just honky. And I'm using a W1 limiter to have the same output level all the way through. So I'm just going to show you how the BlackSun sounds on its own without any of these external things. And with all my signal processing turned on, so yeah, I hope you could learn something today. If you have any questions or feedback, I would love to hear them down in the comments below. And now we'll listen to a little bit of a breakdown. As with most of my videos, this is 100% freeware, so it's just astonishing how much of a great tool set you can have for free. You just have to know how to use it these days. So here's the breakdown. Thanks for watching.